Testing.
Good morning. My name is Humphrey Webuye, Academic Registrar, University of Nairobi. I would like to welcome all of you and recognize the presence of our Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Academic Affairs, Professor Julius Ogengo, and the Director of ICT, Paul Karaoke, who will be addressing you this morning. Before we start our program, I would like us to pray so that we can begin. Let us close our eyes for a word of prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you this morning, thanking you for giving us another opportunity to be able to see a new day and to be able to join the University of Nairobi. This is a great day for our students, and we return all the glory and honor to you. Father, as we start this program, you shall direct us up to the end. In Jesus' mighty name we pray and believe. Amen. I would like to welcome you to the University of Nairobi, and I'll be very brief, taking you through the journey of your stay at the University of Nairobi. In order to maximize your stay at the University of Nairobi, I will give you a brief history of the university so that you can understand the university that you have joined. The history of the University of Nairobi can be traced to 1956, when it was started as the Royal Technical College. The Royal Technical College was renamed in 1964 as the University College Nairobi, which was a constituent college of the University of East Africa. The University of East Africa was dissolved in 1970, and on 10th of December 1970, the University of Nairobi was established. So this year we are marking our 50th anniversary, and you are privileged to join the university at this very prime age. The University of Nairobi is divided into colleges, which will largely be housing the programs that you will be taking. The first college, we have the College of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences, which is based at Upper Kabete campus, and it has the Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, and Wangari Maathai Institute. The second college is the College of Architecture and Engineering. This college houses the School of the Built Environment, the School of Engineering, the Institute of Nuclear Science and Technology, and the School of the Arts and Design. The third college we have is the College of Biological and Physical Sciences, which is housed at Chiromo campus, and it has the School of Physical Science, the School of Computing and Informatics, the School of Mathematics, the Center of Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, the Institute of Climate Change, the School of Biological Sciences, and then the fourth college that we have is the College of Education and External Studies. This college has the School of Education, the Center for Pedagogy and Andragogy. Then we have this College of Health Sciences, which is situated at Kenyatta National Hospital. And the college houses the School of Medicine, the School of Dental Science, the School of Pharmacy, the School of Nursing Sciences, the School of Public Health, the Kenya Institute of Clinical Research. Then we have the East African Kidney Institute, and then we have UNITID. Then we have the College of Humanities and Social Science, which is the largest college in the university, and it houses the Faculty of Arts, School of Business, School of Law, Institute for Development Studies, Institute of Anthropology, Gender and African Studies, Institute for Diplomacy and International Studies, Population Studies and Research Institute, School of Journalism and Mass Communication, School of Economics, Center for Translation and Interpretation, Case Lab, and Center for Women Studies. Then finally, we have the Odell campus, which has the School of Open and Distance Learning for distance programs. Then the university has two satellite campuses. We have a campus in Kisumu and we have a campus in Mombasa. Graduate programs are coordinated by the School of Graduate Studies. When you come now to the academic matters, the activities that you will be working in right from the time of your admission up to the time of your graduation will be managed by the academic division. The academic division is mandated to ensure that there's efficient and effective management of academic programs at the university. At the head of the academic division is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Academic Affairs, Professor Julius Ogengo, who will be addressing you this morning. Then under his office, there is the office of the Academic Registrar. Then we have a Senate Secretariat, which manages the University Senate. The University Senate is the body that is mandated to approve all academic matters of the university. Then we have an admissions office. The admission office has been interacting with you. It is the admission office that sent you your letters of admission, your joining instructions, and they have been assisting you to be able to join the University of Nairobi. When you get to the University of Nairobi, as you go through your programs, you will be undertaking examinations, and we have an examination section which manages examinations of the university. During your stay, you will have a student file. That student file will have part of the documents that you have been sent, the joining instructions, and once you upload those documents, they will form part of your student file. So we have a student records and statistics section, which will be managing your records. Under the academic division, we have a quality assurance unit, which monitors all the programs that you are being taught to ensure that the programs are delivered as per the regulations and the guidance of Senate. Then we have an ICT unit, which assists in ensuring that any ICT related matters in the academic division are undertaken and solutions are provided. Finally, we have a section which is in charge of student matters, student welfare, and other issues that relate to the day-to-day activities of the student, which are not academic in nature. Briefly, the functions of the academic division include the processing of undergraduate students' admissions. They include overseeing the review of the programs that you are taught to ensure they meet market demands. It also includes monitoring the implementation of the academic programs to ensure that students are able to undertake their academic activities on time, following the Senate-approved schedules of semester dates. Also, the academic division ensures that all examinations are coordinated and managed efficiently And like I mentioned, that we also ensure that your records are properly kept. Now, there are important documents that I would like you to note, some of which have been sent to you. And the first document you'll ensure that you have is the Student Information Handbook. This Student Information Handbook has been sent by the Dean of Students' Office, and it takes you through a tour of various offices, various units that will help make your stay at the university comfortable. It gives you information when you are sick, where do you go to and who do you contact. It gives you information about the colleges. It gives you information about the university governance and any other information that you require as a student of this university. The second document that I would like you to pay attention to is the Student Code of Conduct 2020. This Student Code of Conduct is what is going to guide you in terms of your day-to-day disciplinary activities. It sets the terms and conditions of a student, how the student should be able to relate to each other, what are the penalties in case you infringe the rights of other students, and any other information you require about your conduct at the university. And finally, the other document that is important is that when you join the University of Nairobi, we give you, the first document we send you is the admission letter. The admission letter is what formally makes you a student of the university. The admission letter comes with joining instructions. The joining instructions are instructions that are aimed at confirming you have accepted your studentship, you have completed the relevant forms, and the forms now have been submitted to the university to signify your acceptance of the letter of offer. Significant to that offer are the following documents that are very important. You need to produce evidence that you have paid fees so that you want to start your programs. You need to signify by filling a form of accepting the offer that we have given you through the admission letter. There is a form to be completed by the doctor, a certified medical doctor. This form will help us to be able to identify any issue that might require the university intervention. If you have an existing challenge, we will be able to pick it up, and our doctors, we have a medical facility which is accessible to students, and they'll be able to see how to assist you if there's an issue or guide you in terms of your medical requirements. And then there's a bond which you're supposed to sign, and this bond, I would like to note that it is fully executed when it has been signed by a judge, a magistrate, or commissioner of oaths. Without the signature of those people, the bond is not fully executed. So ensure before you upload that bond, it has been signed by those persons. And finally, I want now to take you to very simple instructions that you need to undertake as you go through your program. The university has rules and regulations, and attendance of classes is mandatory. Therefore, in case you have any challenge, any issue, and you seek to be away from your classes, you will be expected to request for temporary withdrawal from the university by writing a letter to the chairman of department, which will be handled formally, and you will be informed about the outcome. During the orientation period, you will be taken through the university, and on Sunday, we will open the student portal for those who want to do inter-faculty transfers. This process will be undertaken for 1 week, after which the successful students will be notified about the new faculties they have been transferred to, and by the time the classes are starting, you should be settled in your new class. Absence from class for whatever reason is not allowed, and if you are to be absent, you need to seek permission. Students are expected on a lower side to attend all lectures and undertake all continuous assessment tests and every requirement of the course. Course registration is mandatory, so after you have registered to the university, you will be expected to register in your various departments for the courses you will be undertaking. The names that you have used in your certificates are the names that will be in your official university records. So there will be no approval of change of name as you undertake your program. And while you are in the university, finally, I would like to just tell you that there are 3 categories of friends you will come through. The first group you will come through to meet at the University of Nairobi are your comrades. Comrades are all the students who are joining with you and all the students at the university. When you will be meeting the student leaders, you will be hearing them talking about comrade power. That means that they are recognizing you as a member of the University of Nairobi, a member of the university community as a student, and that is a larger group that will be welcoming you to the university. The second group will be your colleagues. If you have undertaken a specific degree, your colleagues will be your classmates and the people who will be attending classes with you. That group will be very important. You'll need to interact with them, you'll need to form study groups with them, and they'll help you to go through your program. And finally, there's a small group which is called confidants. Confidants will be people who will be looking for you and ensure that you keep rules and regulations. These are very close friends of yours who will be able to tell you stop what you're doing without fear or favor. Please build a big group of that category to ensure that you follow rules and regulations within the university. I would like to welcome you to the University of Nairobi, a world-class university that is committed to scholarly excellence. Now, without wasting any time, I would like to call upon Paul Karaoke, who is the Director of ICT, and he'll be helping you now to understand how to navigate through the ICT activities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Registrar Academics, for that introduction, and also for the words of encouragement and remarks that you have given to the freshers. I want to start by congratulating you all for having been admitted into the University of Nairobi. It is the biggest university in southern eastern of Sahara. And indeed, it is also very well ranked, as the registrar has already stated. It's also the oldest, as you have heard. It is celebrating 50 years since it was established. And therefore, you are indeed privileged to join this prestigious university. Now, I will take you through the services that you will interact with and you'll consume in the University of Nairobi. I'll also tell you the things you should do and the ones you should not do when you're using technology. And I'll also be able to answer a few of the questions that you have posted after you have been addressed by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic Affairs. To start with, I know that majority of you have already interacted with our service through the online registration. And I know that you were able to go through, but I know joining us right now are a few who may not have already registered or may be having issues with the registration. Kindly note that to register, you register by logging in into the registration portal, and our address for registration is smis.unbi.ac.ke. That is the portal that you'll register with, and is the portal that you shall use throughout your stay in the university for other things that you'll be able to do online. And I'll mention quite a number of them. So you log in into that portal using your registration number. Now, there are 2 categories of students who are joining us here today. We have the government-sponsored students. These are the ones who are admitted by COOPs, and these have already been issued with their registration number. Now you log in to that portal using your registration number, and your default password or the initial password is your IDEX number. Of course, we expect you to change that password immediately you log in, and password is personal to yourself. You keep it to yourself. Once you have changed it, it's only you who know it. The portal also provides a service where you can actually be able to, if in case you forget the password, you can actually reset it. The other category of student is the self-sponsored students. And these students are those who applied through our online application service, and you received your application letter through the same portal. Once you received that information that you have been admitted, you are required to pay fees so that you can signal your intent to accept your admission. And once you pay that fee, which should not be less than 30,000, you receive a registration number. Now, once you have paid the fees in the bank through the account that has been provided to you, then you are able to go to the portal that I have mentioned, smis.unbi.ac.ke, and using your reference number, you are able to retrieve the registration number that you have been given. Once you retrieve the registration number that you have been given, now you log into the same portal using that registration number, and the reference number as your application reference number is your initial password. When you log in, you can now go through the process of registration, and I'll just go through it so that for the benefit of those who have not already gone through it. The first thing you are supposed to do before you attempt to do online registration is to pay fees. When you pay fees, which you pay through the bank, you ensure that you correctly capture the registration number when you go to the teller. Go to the physical bank, because other methods of paying, for example, through M-Pesa or through credit card or through the agency banking, do not correctly capture the registration number. But if you go to a bank, they will give you a special form, which is specially designed for the University of Nairobi. They will correctly capture your registration number, and therefore your fees will be automatically receipted. But should you already have paid fees using those other methods, for example, M-Pesa or credit card or through your ATM, and you're wondering how your fees will be receipted, what you need to do is that I'll be giving you a list of email addresses where you can send the slip or whatever evidence you have of payment. If it's an M-Pesa, you send the SMS. Of course, if you are paid through an agency, you have a printout, you scan that and send it, and they will be able to list your, to receipt your fees. Once your fees has been receipted, the next step you do is upload your documents. The process of uploading the document is all done online, and we are accepting two types of document. But for every type of document, it will indicate very clearly what kind of document is accepted. For example, your ID will be a photo, so it will be a type JPEG. And your signature is a photo also, so it will be type JPEG. But where documents are required, for example, the forms that you are given are commonly referred to as adjoining instructions. Those forms, when you fill them, you'll upload them one document at a time, and when you scan them, make sure they are in PDF format. So documents like what the registrar has mentioned, like the board, the personal information form, all those ones are in PDF, and you'll upload each one of them at a time. So don't scan them all into one continuous document. So go to the portal and check the documents that are required. The document required depend on your category. For example, a graduate student require different document from postgraduate student. Government-sponsored student require different document from the Module 2 student, and on and on. So make sure you familiarize yourself with the documents that are required. But these are the documents that were sent to you when you are admitted. When you submit those documents, they will go through a process of verification. That is done by our registering officers. These are the people you'll find in your schools and faculties when you finally come here physically, but now you are interacting with them virtually. So they will go through each of the document and check whether it is legible. it is clear enough to be read. So if you scan a document and it's not clear, do not bother to update that one. Scan another one and make sure it is clear. Once it is clear, upload it. When you upload it, the registrar will check that it is a correct document and it is legible, and then they will give you a response through the same portal. They will indicate whether your document has been validated or it is invalid. When they indicate that it's invalid, then what you do is you resubmit the document again, but not the same one you had submitted, but a new version you have scanned, because in any event, they will already rejected the one you submitted. Please clip the document so that, for example, if you want to submit your ID and you have taken a photo of the ID with your smartphone, normally the service where you have placed your ID may also be in that photo. But smartphones have softwares that help you to crop and remove the excess spaces that are not part of the ID. Then that is what you now said. We have limited the document you can upload to a size of 2 MB. So should you scan a document and realize it is very big, try to scale it down in terms of resolution, or there are softwares that are available online that will help you to scale down. And we have shared those in the information portal that you can access it through the university website. Now, once your documents are verified and you are registered, you have actually been now accepted as a bona fide registered student of the University of Nairobi, and then you can go ahead and consume other services that are offered by the University of Nairobi. So which are these other services you are able to access? From the same portal, you are able to register for an email address. You are able to self-create for yourself an email address. This is a University of Nairobi email address, and it will have whatever you prefer as your name at student.unbi.ac.ke. Now that email is managed through the Google Suite infrastructure, and therefore it enjoys all the protections and the features you can find in Google. So if you are familiar with the Google email, it is the same environment that you shall continue to use, but you shall now be using an account that is for University of Nairobi. That account is very important because without that account, after registration, we shall not continue to communicate to you using the email that we had. We shall now be communicating you about classes, about orientation through this email. So make sure you create for yourself an email. And when you create this email, please ensure that you provide an alternative email and your mobile number. This will help you in case you forget your password. You can be able to self-reset that password. The other account you self-create for yourself is the AD account. This account is the Active Directory account. It is the account that you need to access the various features as I shall describe for you going forward. So again, it's the same thing that I've said about the email. Make sure that you enter all the fields correctly because you shall need them when you want to reset your password. Now, the Active Directory account, you shall use it to access our online classroom. So we have two platforms I shall be discussing about that you shall be using to access the active, you shall access with the Active Directory account. The other thing that you shall be able to access after you have registered is the data bundles. As a student who is registered in the University of Nairobi, we provide you with data bundles to enable you to learn online. So to apply for that, you'll go and update your profile and indicate that you require these data bundles. There are two ways to get data bundles. One, you can simply apply and give us your details, including your current line, and then we will communicate back to you and tell you when a SIM card is provided to you. The SIM card we are providing to you is a telecom SIM card. But if you are already in a place you can access a telecom shop, you can buy a telecom SIM card, and when you are filling that form, you enter the number of telecom and indicate that that is the number that you will be wanting us to provide data bundles on. We shall then contact you and request you to fill a consent form so that we can actually be able to update you with the data bundles. So that is one of the methods we are using to provide you with the data bundles. Should you be in a place where telecom data bundle is not practical to use because of connectivity challenges, there are alternatives that will be provided for you. But this will only be provided once it is verified that you can indeed not use the telecom data bundles. So we expect you to first apply for the telecom data bundles, try them out, and if you notice any challenge, you'll contact us through our customer care email. That is very simple, customercare@unbi.ac.ke. There are alternative data bundles which you can buy for yourself that are subsidized, and this you can access them if you register in the KENET website. So you just go to www.kenet.or.ke and you shall be able to access the KENET website. Once you access the KENET website, register. And you register by giving your names and your mobile number. So your mobile number in this case will be Safaricom or Airtel, because Telecom is already providing for you. So, but if you want to use those other ones, now you register there. Now that service takes about 14 days between the time you submit your mobile number to the time they actually submit the number to Safaricom or Airtel to do what is called whitelisting. Now whitelisting is identifying your number to be a beneficiary of subsidized data bundles. So you are able to buy data bundles the way you buy from your telecom provider, but when you now try to buy the data bundles, for example, if you dial *55544# for Safaricom, you'll get another alternative for you to buy subsidized data bundles from Safaricom. So that you get when you register on that KENET website. Remember that the subsidized data bundles enable you to access educational service. So which are the educational service? They are listed on that particular website. These are the websites we have provided to KENET and also to Safaricom as being useful and beneficial for your learning. They include the various web conferencing systems that we shall be using. They include the services that we offer in the university, and they include the e-library solutions. So whether they are journals or they are ebooks, all of them are included in those whitelisted. They also include things like YouTube, because we use YouTube as a learning environment, but it doesn't include things like WhatsApp, for example, because that is not whitelisted. Now, I want to let you know about online orientation, because now that you have registered, the process we have begun with this address is called orientation, and we are telling you about the university. But how shall it be done? It shall be done in a similar manner like we are doing it today. You shall receive an invitation to attend an online orientation session, and this will be from your faculty or school or institute or center. It will also be from your college. It will also be for library services, and it will also be for the Vice-Chancellor's address. There is a program that has already been posted. A link is available in the SMIS portal. If you click on that link, you'll get access to the whole orientation program that is running from today all the way to Thursday. You'll get also the timetable that have been posted for learning the various systems that you shall use when you actually start learning. So after the orientation program, there will be another week where you'll be taken through the various platforms that you shall use. That timetable is also posted in the SMIS portal. Now, in terms of orientation, we are going to use the platform you're currently using. It's called Microsoft Meet, and it allows you to connect with us virtually, like you are listening to me now. You can ask questions, like I've seen the majority of you are asking. So should you have any question on registration on the university, kindly post it there. We shall have a question and answer session before we end this session. We shall also be using another platform called Zoom, and we shall also use another platform called Google Meet. Whenever you are invited to join an online meeting, kindly note the platform you have been invited to join the meeting on, and it will also, that invitation will contain instructions on what you need to do to enable you to join the meeting. For example, if you are invited for a meeting for Google Meet, you'll be expected to join that meeting with a university email address. So it will be important to ensure that you have a university email address. If you are invited for a Microsoft Teams meeting, like the one we have invited to, this one we have invited to is called an event. So you did not require to log in. You are able to simply join. But when you are in a classroom situation and you are invited to be taught, you need to be seen by the lecturer and you need to see the lecturer. Now you can only see me, but I can't see you. So in that kind of an environment, you'll be required to download an application called Microsoft Teams. That application is available for mobile phones as well as laptops. So you download that, it will enable you to interact with your lecturers, and also the presenters will be making presentation during orientation. The same applies to Zoom. It has an application that you'll be required to download, and it will allow you to join those sessions. Google Meet, on the other hand, it does not require you to download an application unless you are using a mobile phone. So if you are using a laptop, then you are not required to download. You can simply join online. And that brings me to the other point. You are required to get a gadget that you can use to attend the online classroom. In our registration information that we have provided in the website, we have given you the specifications, the minimum specification of the gadgets that you can buy to attend an online classroom. This gadget depends on the course you are doing. If you are doing a humanity course, you require different kind of gadgets from somebody who is doing an engineering course or a computer science program. So please log in again to the information portal that is provided on the website, and you'll get the various specifications that are given there. Should you have any problem, we have provided an elaborate mechanism to support you. We have help desk systems that are running, that enable you to set your issue, and it is responded on the same day. So the first point of your interaction, should you have a problem that is general in nature, is the customer care. Should you have a question on registration, should you have a problem on orientation, on how to attend online classroom, or the orientation sessions, just post a question to customercare@unbi.ac.ke and you'll receive a prompt answer. You can also call our customer care using the telephone number 020-491-0000. And that number is also available on that information portal that is on the website, should you not have gotten it. Every school has an email that you can use to contact them with. So should you have questions about which course to register, when is the class starting, how are you expected to attend those classes, kindly write directly to your specific school, and that email is again provided on the information portal. Also, every college, you are all in a particular college. I'm sure your admission letter will tell you the college you are in. Every college has an email address, so you can directly write to the college bursar, or you can write to your college principal. Again, that help desk email is provided in your information portal, so please make use of it. So should you have any problem with ICT, visit the ICT website, ict.unbi.ac.ke. We have an information service center that we have put there on the website. It tells you how to do various things. I've already told you about data bundles. Should you have any question on data bundles, the information is there. Any question on email, it is there. Any question on Active Directory, you'll find it there. Any question on any of the platform that you shall be using for learning, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, you'll find it there. So kindly visit that website, ict.unbi.ac.ke. What about the online services that you interact with? Going forward, after you have become the student of the University of Nairobi, you'll continue to use that same SMS portal for receipting of your fees. We no longer require you to come physically to have your fees receipted. Once you deposit your fee in the bank account provided, it should automatically be receipted. So always ensure that you capture the registration number the way it is provided. The first character is an alphabetic character. The second one is a number. So don't confuse the zero there for a no if you are C or 1. So it is normally C01. And if it is, for example, you are a student from Bachelor of Science, it is I-20, not 120, it is I-20. So make sure you get it correctly when you go to the bank. Then through the same portal, you'll be invited to participate in an interfaculty transfer. The dates for interfaculty transfer are already posted in that portal, so kindly note them, and should you want to change your program, note. There are basic things you need to know about interfaculty transfer. How do you know whether you qualify? That portal will help you to do that. How do you know which program you can transfer to? It depends on your cluster points, and that portal will help you to do that. There are two methods of interfaculty transfer. One is for the government sponsored, the other one is for module 2, and both are explained in the information portal. For the ones that is online, it is basically for the government sponsored. The other one you require to to apply through your dean, and the process is also explained there. The other information you get through the SMIS portal is the class timetable. The class timetable will tell you the courses that are being offered for you for this particular semester. You are required to register for those courses early enough, and in any event, not later than the 5th week. For you to register for courses, you must pay the full fee. If you have any question about which course you should register, please write to your faculty. They will be able to tell you so. The other thing you can do, if you are a postgraduate student, you can use the system that is available there to submit your proposal, and also your progress report you are required to submit on a monthly basis. And that portal also explains that information. You can, later on, when we shall be opening physically and you are able to come to campus, we shall also open the portal for you to apply for accommodation. So the portal also allows you to apply for accommodation, and this is basically for government-sponsored students. The portal also allows us to communicate with you. So if a lecturer has postponed a class, which rarely happens, or if you are being requested to submit an assignment by a lecturer, or if there is a general communication about the university, you'll find it in the portal. Finally, when you are graduating, the same portal will allow you to clear for graduation. But I'll not dwell here because you are now just joining. So the other services that are online is the e-library. How do you access our e-library? If you go to our library website, unlibrary.unbi.ac.ke or simply library.unbi.ac.ke, both of those will lead you to the same place. You'll be able to see the ebooks, the online journals and articles that you can access. We have a very rich online library, which is actually bigger by far from our physical library. And you access this using the AD account. You remember the account I told you create for yourself? It is very important. And I remember I told you I'll tell you which systems you shall use to access. So you log in into what we call the virtual private network, it's VPN abbreviated. So when you log into the VPN, you basically are considered to be within the university network. And within the university network, you can access all the services that are accessible within the university network, one of which is the library. So please use that Active Directory account to access our VPN. Now, I mentioned to you that we have various learning management systems that you shall be trained on. So make sure that you look at the sessions that have been provided to be trained for your school and for your college, and don't miss a single one of them because they are going to be very vital to introduce you to the classes you are going to learn. So we have, I'll just mention briefly, but when you now come for the actual training, you'll be taught on how to use them. We have one called E-Class. So this is a learning management system that is used by many of the faculties. We have one called SOMA. It's also a learning management system that is used predominantly to train mathematical-based programs, or programs that are let's say, STEM programs. That is programs that deals with structural things like mathematical equations or chemistry that has those equations. So they use the SOMA platform, and therefore you'll be trained on it. Then we have the Google Classroom that is also used by quite a number of schools, and you'll also be taught on it. This is from the Google Suite. So if you are already created for yourself an email, you can interact with that and see how it works. Remember, you'll join the E-class and summer using the AD account. Then we have, I mentioned that you have, after graduation, you have a graduation, what we call a graduates portal. A graduates portal is where you apply for academic transcript, you apply for reprint of transcript, for collection of certificate, and that you'll do when you are graduating. Remember, we know that once you join the University of Nairobi, you will go the full length until you graduate. So when you come to campus, because we know that this COVID pandemic will be over within no time, and by January, hopefully, you'll be able to come physically into campus. There are various services that we offer to you when you're in campus. We have computer labs in every campus, in every school. It has a computer lab. You'll be able to actually visit one and use the softwares that are there, including our gigabit speed network, internet speed. You'll also be able to use our Wi-Fi in our loans, in our classes, in our lecture theaters, in your halls of residence when you are here. You'll also be able to access specialized softwares such as ArcCAD, AutoCAD that may be necessary for your program. And this specialized program may be for schools of medicine, computer science, biological science, mathematical sciences, and research. So you'll be able to access these ones when you are in campus. But right now, when you are off campus, you will need to install this into the gadget that you have bought. Finally, allow me to touch on a little bit on our ICT policies that spells the do's and the don'ts. Our ICT policy is accessible in the ICT website, again, ict.unbi.ac.ke. And in the ICT policy, it will tell you how you can use the services that are provided by the university for your benefit. And it will also tells you how to live within the rules and regulations, both for the university and for the nation. And it is it's a long document, but there is a section that is titled for students, so pay particular attention to that. There is a section for security. I would encourage you to pay attention to that because it will secure your data. It will secure you as a person from fraud and cyber crimes that can target you. Do not share information that you do not need to share online. Whether it is your selfie that you have taken for yourself, do not share, because once you share information online, internet never forgets. You may try to delete that particular information, but it will already have been copied elsewhere in places you can't delete. And that information can and will be used against you at any given time. So please do not share information that you do not want used against you. And so finally, again, just to remind you that if you have any question, please post it in the question and answer session in your portal. There is a place written Q&A. You can use it to post your questions there. We shall answer them at the tail end of this session. So now allow me to invite our Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Academic Affairs to take you through the next session.
Welcome to the University of Nairobi, everybody. You have been selected to join this university purely on merit by your performance at the previous levels, and I join you in celebrating that outstanding performance. But that celebration must now end and another journey to demonstrate continued excellence began. The University of Nairobi is definitely the best African university at the moment, very highly ranked, very prestigious, but it's a place of hard work. This world-classness that we talk about is important because you, as students, are definitely important contributors. The university is characterized by a very high concentration of very highly qualified, world-renowned professors. It has very excellent facilities, including ICT networks and bandwidth that will support you in this process of online learning. It has a very robust electronic library system, which you are able to use during this time in your online process. The professors, those libraries, those IT facilities are available for you to use at any one time. Being the oldest university, definitely it has produced a lot of very high-ranking specialists in various government and private sector organizations. And the university has, by that virtue, established very many collaborations, linkages, and partners who are leveraged locally and internationally to support research, student, and staff mentorship and exchange programs. So what's your role now as you come to the University of Nairobi? Your first role is contribute to the world-class status. And this contribution comes in the form of talent. World-class universities are anchored on 3 pillars. The first is a high concentration of talent. And you are right there, you bring in talent. Each one of you is very highly talented in a different way. And the university will endeavor to nurture that talent that you bring in. It could be in sports, could be in music, could be in research, could be in art, but definitely you need to demonstrate talent in your teaching and learning, which is what you are going to be doing on day-to-day basis. The second anchor is in terms of governance, and you are going to be members of a student association, and the student association has got a leadership structure. And so you will be expected to contribute to management and administration in the university through that leadership structure. So really, you are going to contribute very enormously to sustaining the world-class status of the University of Nairobi. They feel happy that you are able to contribute, and facilities and mechanisms are put in place to enable you make this very tangible contribution. The second thing I'm going to tell you about is regulation of studentship. Studentship begins when you register, and a number of you have already registered to join the university for the first time. The period of studentship has begun. During your journey through the university, all the way until you exit through graduation, that is your studentship. It's very highly regulated. The university is a place of law and order. It is very highly programmed. So you come across many rules and regulations which you must follow, and these are specified in your student code of conduct, which you will be required to sign to express your acceptance of those rules and regulations. The student handbook will walk you through the various things that you need to know, the various services that are available to you. And I'm happy to note that the academic registrar and the and the director ICT have already told you the services and facilities that are going to be available to you. So you are in a good place. You begin with structures that have been tested over time. You probably by now know that there is well over 250 alumni, and there is already another 67,000 students in the university. So these rules and regulations and these codes of conduct that we give you have already been tested, and they work extremely well. So we expect you to operate within this regulated environment, to comply with these rules and regulations, and eventually leave the university to become responsible citizens in the workforce. Now I would like to give you some of the nuggets for success, things you need to do to ensure that you succeed when you go through the university. The first of those is going to be planning. I have already told you that the university is very highly programmed. It is very highly regulated. So you need to plan your time. You need to know when you are going to class. You need to know when it is you are going to participate in research. You need to know when it is you are going to the library, and when it is you are going to do other things. I advise you that important things first, one thing at a time, but your life must be balanced. So as you plan to go to class and you plan to undertake other activities that complete your life, ensure that you are allocating sufficient priority to those activities that bring you to the university, which you have not been able to do before. The second nugget is adaptability. You know, circumstances keep changing. Change is inevitable. What is there today may not be what is there tomorrow. And so your capacity to adjust to that environment is a key thing to your success. And you know, for example, that a year ago, we did not know about COVID. COVID came. And so now we must adapt to this COVID by teaching you while you are away, by you participating in university activities while you are far away from us. That was a major adjustment. The university has adapted, you will adapt. And so as you come in, know that things will change, and whenever they change, you must adapt to fit in to those things. You must then remain sensitive and responsive to this change. And now we used to talk about survival for the fittest. Now we talk about survival for the most adaptable. And anybody who is not able to adapt to change will perish. The third point I want to tell you about is commitment. This is about your resolve to say that this is what I'm going to do. Commit yourself to studies, for example, and say that I am going to take my studies very seriously. I am going to study medicine. Medicine requires that I go to class 8 hours a day on the minimum and 5 days a week and throughout the year. So you commit that this one you will do, and you will not default. You will not one day wake up and say, no, I can't go to class today, it's very cold, I feel tired. That's lack of commitment. So commitment and dedication are going to be key in success. The fourth thing then is self-discipline. In very simple terms, doing the right things, the right way, at the right time. And there are no supervisors for you in the university. We do not have prefects, people who will remind you to do your things. You will go to bed when it's time to go to bed. And that time might be 2 a.m., could be midnight, could be whatever time. I always say that a good university student don't sleep twice in one day. Because if you start sleeping twice in one day, a lot of time is wasted. And we often say, don't waste that time. There'll be plenty of time to sleep when you die anyway. The fifth nugget is commitment to self-improvement. A lot of times people say you are in competition. You are not going to be competing with your classmate. You simply aim at being a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. So your achievements of today form the basis for your performance, so that tomorrow you are certainly a better version than before. So you come into the university, you must, at the end of a certain period, could be a week, could be a month, could be a semester, are you better than you were in high school? It's pointless coming to the university if at the end of 4 years you are not going to be better than you were when you came from high school. The sixth nugget is patience. You know, things take time. Even the learning process takes time. The process of transmitting information, knowledge, it takes time. It comes in doses. One thing today, let it pass through. Another thing, let it pass through. Then there'll be bottlenecks on the way. So you are required to exercise a lot of patience. If you become impatient, you most likely are going to hurt yourself. The final one I want to tell you about, and there are many, the final one is persistence. You know, this is your ability to stick at it. Keep moving. Keep moving. Don't stop. Don't give up on anything. Whatever you start to do, determine the milestones, determine the flag posts, and keep going and achieving at every single stage. If you do this and without ever giving up, in the fullness of time, you will be able to meet your targets. My dear students, it's now time for me to commission you. And the commission is this. Deploy these nuggets which I've given you today. Seize all the opportunities available to you at the University of Nairobi while you are there. And at the end, come out as a holistic, employable, impact-causing citizen. Then you will have benefited from the University of Nairobi. The university will facilitate all this. It is your work now to draw maximum benefit from this which is offered to you at the University of Nairobi. Thank you very much. God bless you and welcome to the journey.
Thank you, David, for that address and for those words of wisdom. I'm sure the students have taken note of them and they are going to implement them. And now allow me, DVC, we go through a few questions that the students have asked. I'll just lead them out and then I'll invite you to respond to some and the academic registrar to some of them. Some have been, some students didn't log in with their name, so they may not, they are registered as anonymous. So the first one is anonymous. And he asks, what if one has sent the medical report to the university medical officer and doesn't have another copy? The second question is, this live event is not smooth and it's full of scratches. I wonder whether that's how the online session will be. That's from an anonymous user, and I want to respond to that one. Just to inform you that the experience you get in an online session depends on several things. One is your bandwidth and the strength of the signal where you are connecting from. The second thing is the gadget you're using. So the experience you're having is not same to everyone. It is dependent on the internet speed that you are using. And that's why we endeavor as a university to provide you the data bundles. But in any event, you also need to look for a place with a strong signal. The other one is asked by Odigo David, and he asked that 21st September 2020 online classes begin. So my question is, for the students who must have not been registered by this time, what will they do? Saidi has asked, how long does an interfaculty process take? And as synonymous one, and I'll read those ones, then we'll respond to them as a bunch. Is it mandatory to pay the full fees to be allowed to register for the respective course? I've already managed to pay half the fees, but I'm unable to register for the course. That's anonymous. So if you could respond to those, then we can pick the next set.
I will start with the one for medical. The medical form that you completed and you submitted, if you submitted it to the University Health Service, it will be scanned and you will be sent a copy to assist you to be able to upload it together with your documents. There was a question on interfaculty transfer. The process will take 1 week. It will start on 7th and we will close on 14th. So it's going to take 1 week to be able to finalize that process. And for the students who are talking about having problems with the registration, please ensure you let us know, follow with the schools where you are going to undertake your program, and ensure that if there's any problem in terms of registration, it should be finalized before you start your classes. We have a whole period within which, while you're training, to undertake registration. If you have all the documents, the registration process takes less than half an hour and you'll have been registered. So if there's a problem with the documents, there's a problem with the registration system, send your query to customer care. We will be able to see where the problem is and it will be handled. Thank you.
Let me answer you on fees payment. Fees for the university is paid upfront. We considered that you can pay 30,000 and get registered. But now to register for the courses, to buy the units you are going to study, you must pay for them. And those of us who are in courses which are not unitarized, the deadline for paying full fees for the semester is 5 weeks. So you start counting your 5 weeks starting from Monday, the 7th. Let's count 5 weeks. By the end of week 5, you must have paid all the fees due for the semester. Thereafter, you risk being deregistered. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. The next set of questions, I'll lead out them. Some of your questions have already been answered, so I'll not repeat them because, for example, questions about fees have been answered, and question about the interfaculty transfer have been answered. So a student here asks, she's called Win Lagat. I was sent registration number after paying tuition fee, but I have not been successfully to log in with either my index number or phone number. I don't have ID, not yet, please. So Langat, if you are module 1 student, remember we agreed you are going to log in with your registration number and your KCSE IDEX number. If you are module 2, you log in with your registration number and the application reference number. So please use those ones, not your ID or your phone number. Loki asks, where could we get enough bundles during these online classes? It's just an affordable, much less during the time of pandemic. Loki, as I had indicated in my when we were talking to you, the university will provide you with data bundles, and I've also guided you on how to access the subsidized data bundles that are through Kenneth. An anonymous student here asks, I have been asked repeatedly to send the student board, and it's okay. What could be the issue? Kindly note that the statement there indicate a duly executed student board. So that means it should be fully signed by the attorney, and therefore so that it is fully completed. So ensure that it is completed in every aspect and signed and stamped by the attorney. A student here asks, I did not receive the student handbook. Kindly note you can access and download the student handbook from the information portal. Just go to the university website, you'll be able to get that. An anonymous student is asking whether this link of the recording will be availed, and the answer is yes, it will be available. So just again sign in to the same information portal. We'll provide the link in an hour's time after this session is completed. Leo is asking, I have been trying to key in my reference number from my letter of offer, but it's not giving me my registration number. Leo, the first thing you need to do is to pay in the bank. Using your reference number, you pay the initial fee, as I indicated. A minimum of 30,000 is required. Once you pay that initial fee, and the same has been receipted, you will then be able to generate the letter. The other one is to do payment, which has already been answered about fees. A student here is asking, could you please extend the registration deadline for transferred students? The academic registrar will respond to that. For those below 18 but will apply for a higher education loans later on during their course, how will they be assisted? Again, that will be responded to by the academic registrar. And Norm, you have asked, I haven't received my admission letter, but it says admissible and shortlisted in the university portal. And Norm, once it says admissible, kindly go ahead and pay the initial fee. You will receive a registration number, and a letter of offer shall also be sent to the application portal. You should be able to download it from there. John is asking, when will we be going back to schools? As some of the courses that some of us have a lot of practicals that will be hard to be able to be taught. So, let's respond to those.
First, I will talk about inter-university transfer cases. All the students who are transferred to the University of Nairobi from other universities have already been sent letters of admission and joining instructions. Your details have been activated in the SMIS system, and you can be able to undertake registration even after this session. So please visit the SMIS system, check for your details. You'll be able to start the registration process, which includes payment of fees and various activities. For course registration, that is largely done at the department and the schools at which you will be admitted to. So I would urge you to get in touch with your schools to ensure that during this period, you start the registration. Once you finish the registration into the university, then you will be assisted to start registering for your courses so that you will be ready for training and classes on 21st. Any other problem you have can be able to be addressed by the faculty and the college administrators that you have been told about. The details of the colleges, the details of the administrators have been posted on the website. So for your information, look at the university website, the main website. We have all the information you need. If you also visit your college website, which has a link on the main university website, you'll be able to get also details about your school and your college. Thank you.
When are you returning? When are you coming to the university physically? You will be required to come back to the university physically when this COVID pandemic settles down. So for now, we don't know when this is going to be, but you are concerned about some of your courses which require practical exposure. All the programs have been adjusted to the extent that those aspects of that curriculum that don't require practical exposure and whose practicals cannot be done online will come up first. And this could last a semester, could last 1.5 semesters, or could even last a year, because the curriculum is structured. So the things which require practical will come later, and we'll bring those on board in a structured manner when we have assessed the situation and we consider that it is safe for you to come to the campus. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. I think we are getting to the tail end. Just a few. Sorry, I think I was not online. Dr. Obule is asking, we will need to come physically to Nairobi to verification of document. I think he's a postgraduate student and he's wondering how to verify his certificates and transcript. Paris asks, are Module 2 at a graduate law student evening classes or are they day? I think those are the questions. Majority of the others have been asked, and allow me to just make a general statement about verification of document. The issues that you have raised, we have noted them. There are those who are saying they are taking too long. We have noted that. There are those who are saying their document have been returned too many times. We have noted that. And there are those who are talking about the extension of registration period. That will be responded to. And there are those who are also talking about the data bundles. I think that we have already responded to. So I think the DVC, if you take that last set, we will be done.
I would like to note that the registration period, we started a week before. That was early registration. So effectively, the registration period starts today. And you have 2 weeks within which you can be able to finalize your registration. As you undertake the orientation program, part of your time should be devoted towards registration as you follow your college and school programs. For the whole of this week, apart from going through what you are required, you still have time to register for the whole of this week. Next week is still open for registration, so don't feel constrained. The registration period is still on. You have 2 weeks within which you are able to complete your registration process. Other issues that arise, if you need, like for the postgraduate students, we have indicated that all documents that are submitted online will be verified by the graduate school. And if there's a document that they need clarification from you, the verification will still be undertaken online. At the moment, we are not receiving any physical students at the university. All processes have been done in such a way that we can be able to verify any information you require, we can be able to undertake any clarification you need, and we can be able to give you the service you require from the comfort of wherever you will be. Thank you.
Thank you, Registrar. Thank you, Director ICT. Two things. The first is it evening or is it day? The schedule that will be sent to you will show you the time, the platform to join, and who is going to be teaching you. So this will depend on the schedule, the teaching schedule that will be given to you. But now, as we exit, I like to program you as follows. The week beginning today until Friday, you go through registration and orientation. Like now we are speaking to you. On those of you who are in graduates, who are joining postgraduate programs, tomorrow afternoon from 2 o'clock, the Director Graduate School will be addressing you. Then all of us, the individual colleges, college principals, deans and directors of schools, institutes, faculties and centers will address you together with the chairmen of departments. Then on Thursday morning, you will be addressed by the Vice-Chancellor at 9 o'clock, together all of you. And then on Friday, you'll be addressed by the people in library. They will take you through a walk in the library to introduce to you the resources. Then by the close of Friday, we'll have finished orientation. There are various online, you take tours through the university. If you are in College of Biological and Physical Sciences, you can take a tour there. You'll take a tour through the university. These are video in form of video posted on YouTube and other platforms. There will also be written scripts which you'll be able to download and take a tour through the university as it were and learn enough about the university. And of course, then there are platforms that you can ask questions if you want, until by the end of Friday, you know about the university sufficiently to feel a member of the university community. Beginning from the 7th of September and going on all the way to the 18th, you will be trained on the online platforms and tools that you'll be using to take your classes. So ensure that you undertake this training. A schedule will be posted in good time, and yours would be to follow. Go and be trained. Ask as many questions as you can, so that by the close of business on the 18th, you are proficient and you can start to take classes. I advise you not to be complacent and say, I know this. This is a totally new environment. The platforms and tools going to be used may be new to you. And even if you are familiar with them, the manner in which they are going to be utilized in the University of Nairobi may be somewhat different from that which you are used to. So ensure to take this training that is going to happen for a clear 2 weeks. When you have learned enough, some of you, the classes might begin on the 14th because your teachers will determine that they have learned enough and you have learned enough. You have familiarized yourself. They have introduced themselves to you. You have introduced yourselves and you have attained a level of familiarity and proficiency that is sufficient to enable you start the learning process. So this will vary, but in any case, by the 21st of September, everybody should go to class and the semester count will begin. Remember what we are telling you today, it is timed. The semester will start the count on the 21st of September, and we shall count 15 weeks, and at the end of the 15 weeks, you will have to take an examination, and you must take it. You cannot start saying, oh, you know, I was disadvantaged. Sort out all those disadvantages, all those issues that you have between now and the 21st. Director ICT, have we come to the end of the questions?
Yes, we have come to the end of the questions. We had a total of 1,212 questions. We have summarized them into the critical issues that they were asking. One of the last one that I want to provide clarification is the students are asking when is the deadline for registration. There is the registration to join the university where you are uploading your documents. And then there will be registration for courses. You can only register for courses once you have registered for to be a student of the University of Nairobi. So that what the registrar has talked about, pre-registration and the time for registration, is for you to register to become a student of the University of Nairobi. After that, you'll have a period of up to 2 weeks to register for courses online through the same portal, and the deadlines will be communicated to you by your faculties. So please do not confuse the two. So the DVC, I think we are done. If you allow, we could move a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, everybody, for your participation. We bring this session to a close, but continue to interact one-on-one on email or other forms of online communication. Thank you very much, panelists.
Thank you. So thank you all the students who joined us. We know that we had quite a high number of students who have joined us online, and this is a clear testimony that you shall indeed be able to learn online. And we want to thank the Almighty God who has given us this opportunity and even given you this opportunity to join with us. We thank the DVC in charge of academic affairs for blessing this event and for giving us those words of wisdom. I hope we all take them very seriously. I thank the academic registrar who took us through the history and to the current situation of the University of Nairobi and our expectation and what you need to do. I also want to thank the facilitators for this meeting, those who made it happen, the technical team behind the cameras and the scenes, and I want to thank them all. Again, I want to thank you most sincerely, all of you, for being attentive, for listening so keenly, and for engaging us through your question and answer sessions. We noted that you are very engaged. Thank you, and may God bless you.